Good afternoon, everyone. We're here on this gorgeous summer day for a very special announcement. Before we start, I want to acknowledge that we are gathered here today on Treaty 7 territory, home to the Blackfoot Confederacy of the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, and Tsuut'ina, and Stoney Nakoda nations of Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Wesley. This area also has deep importance to the people of the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. I'm Chelsea Carey, Development and Communications Manager for Kidsport Alberta, and I'm honored to be your MC for today. I'd like to acknowledge our special guests and speakers here today. Minister of Tourism and Sport, Joseph Scow. Minister of Children and Family Services, Cyril Turton. Jeff Book, CEO of the MNP Community and Sports Centre, and Kelly Oller, Executive Director of Kidsport Alberta. To kick off today's exciting announcement, please join me in welcoming Alberta's Minister of Tourism and Sport, Joseph Scow, to the podium.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Chelsea, and good morning, everyone. The sound of basketball is like music to my ears. I feel like I'm right home in a basketball gym today. So pleased to be with you, and I'm pleased to join Minister Cyril Turton and Kelly Oller in sharing this announcement. Sport and physical activity and recreation are an important part of every kid's life. They teach teamwork, develop confidence, and promote healthy lifestyles that last as well into adulthood. Alberta's government understands that healthy kids become healthy teenagers, and healthy teenagers become healthy adults. That's why we're working hard to keep sports and recreation activities affordable for families. Just a few months ago, we announced our Every Kid Can Play program to ensure kids have affordable access to sports programs. Our government is committing $8 million this year, which will allow us to make it easier for parents to get kids involved in sports and recreation, and empower organizations to provide quality and affordable sports programming for kids and teens. I'm happy to let everyone know that applications are now open for families to receive sports support and registration fees. Kids Sport is a fantastic organization that has a wealth of experience granting funds to youth and children to help subsidize the cost of participating in their favorite sport. We're happy to partner with them as they administer this program on our behalf. In addition, grant applications are now open for local and provincial nonprofit organizations that provide sport and recreation programs for their communities. The next generation of Albertans will shape the future of our province. We are focusing on nurturing them and providing them with the opportunity to live healthy, active lives. It brings me great pride to know that thousands of kids and teens will be able to make sports and physical activity a regular part of their lives because of this program. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Minister. Next, please welcome Children and Family Services Minister Cyril Turton to the podium to say a few words.
Well, good morning, everyone. Well, Minister Scow loves the sound of basketball. I love the sound of pickleball in the next court over, but it's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning. So to kickstart, it's absolutely great to be here with Mr. Scow to talk about the actions Alberta's government is taking to make sure that every kid can play. I want to thank Minister Scow and the folks at Tourism and Sport for all their hard work on this fantastic initiative. It's going to make such a meaningful difference for children, youth, families right across the province. And as Minister of Children and Family Services, I know how important this initiative is to vulnerable kids who may not have access to community programs, and to families who are dealing with inflation and financial barriers that continue to make it more difficult to cover the cost of organized sports for their kids. I'm looking forward to seeing the positive impact that Every Kid Can Play initiative will have in supporting local community organizations as they create even more opportunities for accessible sport and recreation programs for young people. And I'm grateful for this funding that it will also help parents give their parents the opportunity to participate in the activities that they love. Encouraging children and youth to get out there and play is so important for their physical health and mental well-being, not to mention the many benefits for families across Alberta who want to feel more connected to their communities. As a former soccer coach and as a father for two young and energetic young boys, I know how important it is for kids to expend their energy in active and creative ways, while of course making many friends along the way. We at Children and Family Services are thrilled to see an initiative that is making it easier and more affordable for young Albertans to engage with their peers and communities in healthy manners. We are happy to support the folks at Tourism and Sport as they roll this out over the next couple months. So thank you all for coming here today.
Thank you very much, Minister. Next up, I would like to invite Kelly Oller King to the podium.
All right. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate a significant milestone in our mission to ensure that every child in Alberta has equal access to play and thrive through sports. I stand before you as a proud representative of Kidsport Alberta, and it is with great excitement that we announce the official launch of the Every Kid Can Play program. This remarkable initiative, spearheaded by the Government of Alberta, is designed to increase affordability and access to sport, physical activity, and recreation for the children and youth of our province. We are delighted to partner with the Government of Alberta in administering a portion of the program. Their commitment to investing $3 million into Kidsport is a testament to their dedication to the well-being and development of youth in Alberta. Through this partnership, Kidsport will distribute up to $350 per qualified child to assist with registration costs for sport programs across the province. Today, we take a collective step forward in breaking down the financial barriers that prevent too many families and children from participating in sports they love. We believe that every child should have the chance to experience the transformative power of sports and the lifelong benefits that come with it. The Every Kid Can Play program will make a tangible difference in the lives of countless children and families across Alberta. By reducing the financial burden of registration fees, we are opening doors that were previously closed. We are giving children the chance to pursue their passions, discover hidden talents, and forge lifelong friendships. We are building a more inclusive and equitable sporting landscape where no child is left behind. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the Government of Alberta for their unwavering commitment to the well-being of children of our province and for their investment in Kidsport. Their visionary leadership and dedication to the Every Kid Can Play program will forever change the lives of Alberta's youth. Today, as we launch the Every Kid Can Play program, we embark on a journey of hope, opportunity, and empowerment. Together, let us champion the importance of sports, celebrate the achievements of our children, and build a future where every kid can play, thrive, and succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Next, I'd like to invite Jeff Book, CEO of this beautiful facility, to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to welcome you here today on behalf of the MNP Community and Sports Centre and the Lindsay Park Sports Society Board of Governors. The Every Child Can Play program is a much-needed Government of Alberta initiative that will benefit so many deserving children and youth. Financial barriers often get in the way of participation. By making sport, physical activity, and recreation programming more accessible and affordable, the Government of Alberta is helping to ensure every Albertan has a chance to play. Every day, I see the physical, social, and emotional benefits of sport participation, and I applaud our government for launching this program. Every Kid Can Play will not only support individual participation, it will also strengthen the MNP Community and Sports Centre through increased use, thus extending the reach and benefit of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. I'll now pass it over to Mackenzie Blythe, Press Secretary at the Minister of Tourism and Sport, to conduct the Q&A portion of this event.
Thank you very much. We are now ready to begin the press conference. As a reminder, we have the Minister of Tourism and Sport and the Minister of Children and Family Services available for questions. Every journalist will have the opportunity to ask an opening question and a follow-up question. I would ask you to please begin by stating your name, outlet, and who your question is directed to. We're here to answer questions about Every Kid Can Play, and I encourage everyone to stay on topic. Thank you very much. And if we can get our first question from the floor now.
Yeah, it's Jason Herring, Calgary Herald. This is for Minister Scow. I did want to ask about the 2026 Victoria Commonwealth game, which was cancelled today. over cost overruns. I know that Alberta is exploring a 2030 bid. What kind of implications does this have for our bid?
Well, thank you for the question. And at the moment, there's no implications on our bid. I did hear that news yesterday. Certainly disappointing to hear that the Commonwealth Games are going to be cancelled in Australia. But as my mandate letter says, and it just came out on Friday, that we're looking at exploring international multi-sport games to bring them here to Alberta. There's going to be a process for that, and we are currently working with BIDCO as they're exploring a bid to host the Commonwealth Games. And once the information comes back, we'll be able to make a decision and consult my caucus colleagues and the Premier as to what's best for the province of Alberta, as well as consult Albertans.
The fact that we've seen these overruns here in Australia, does that play at all into the idea that Alberta wants to have referenda now for any kind of international event that could be coming to the province of this scale?
So what I think is really important about this process is consulting Albertans and getting their feedback on it. If we're going to host international games, we want to make sure it's right for the province, it's right for the taxpayers. As the MLA for Carson Siksika and the Minister of Tourism and Sport, I work for Albertans, and my job is to do what's best for them. And so we're going to get all the relevant information and make a decision based on that.
Seeing no more questions on the floor. Oh, yep. Please go ahead.
Kevin Green with CTV News. My questions are in a similar vein. In terms of the referendum, would you consider the 2030 games an appropriate forum for a provincial referendum on spending to finance them?
So, in terms of the structure of the referendum, mandate letter just came on Friday, so we're going to work through the structure of that. So I wouldn't be able to answer that question now. It's a bit premature. But going back to the main purpose of consulting is making sure it's a good deal for Alberta and for Alberta taxpayers.
Your mandate letter, follow up though, your mandate letter does say, with some equivocation.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I apologize.
I'm sorry, your mandate letter does say relatively clearly that referendum, where applicable, should be applied to large-scale spending for sports events. Would you consider this one of them? There aren't many larger scale events than the Commonwealth Games, albeit the Olympics.
Sure, this is definitely, it will be a large bid. And having worked with BIDCO and spoken to them, I do understand the scale of the games that's being put forward. But in terms of getting feedback, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to make sure that it's right for Alberta.
In terms of what's right for Alberta, last question, the Australia Games apparently swelled from $2.6 billion to between $6 and $7 billion. What would you consider an acceptable threshold for calling it a good deal for Alberta?
Again, that's really too early to tell. There's so many factors that go into answering that question. But to hear that games in Australia swelled from $2 to $6 billion is certainly concerning. So that's why we're going to get all the relevant information, consult the taxpayers and my caucus colleagues, and make sure we make the right decision.
Thank you, Todd. Can we get our next question from the floor?
Hi, Gustavo Fornes for Live Wire Calgary. So I have a question related to your mandate letter from the Premier in regards to the referenda for the International Games bid. So would the policy mentioned in the letter be in place for Alberta's Commonwealth's game bid?
So I think I just answered that question earlier. Again, we have to look at the structure of the referendum and consulting the public. But what's paramount there is making sure we make the right decision for Alberta taxpayers. And we have been working with BIDCO as they're exploring the bid. As we get that information back and find out what the numbers are going to look like and the structure and the scope of the games, then we'll be able to make an appropriate decision at that time.
All right, and for a follow-up, would you require an Alberta-wide referendum if it requires substantial provincial funds to host the games?
I think I've answered this question about 3 or 4 times now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Operator, can we please get the first caller on the line?
There are no questions on the line at this time.
Seeing no more questions on the floor and none on the line, we can wrap up today's press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.